Hola, hola, bienvenidos. Buenos días aquí en España. Buenas noches por el otro lado del mundo.
Buenos días aquí en España.
Buenas noches por el otro lado del mundo. Que se me estaba duplicando la voz. Y bueno, buenas tardes por otros lados del mundo. Hello, everybody. Welcome to El Albergue del Alma. I'm really happy because I have a guest, a very special guest that she is really a friend of mine that I met in thanks to Points of View, and she is today with us. I'm going to talk a little bit about her before we jump to the conversation. Well, she's Corinne Moret. She's French. She's living in Lyon for 20 years, but she is a Parisian origin. She has been a coach and trainer for 14 years, and she works with many different cultures. She loves what she likes in her job are encounters, life paths, being there at a time, and a turning point. It's the baseline of her Metamotic company. She's a mother of 20 years old boy who studied fashion, and he wants to become an artist director. She loves nature, the sea, passionate about Italy, and her trip or journey with Points of View started in 2018. So welcome, Corinne. It's a pleasure to have you. Bienvenue, Corinne. Merci pour être ici. Je vais parler cette introduction en français et après on va parler en anglais. Bienvenue.
Merci.
Merci pour être avec moi, pour partager ces moments avec moi et avec toutes les personnes qu'on va voir aussi.
Super. Merci à toi de m'accueillir. Je vois tes conversations depuis un petit moment et je suis très contente d'être présente parce qu'effectivement, on se connaît de Points of View. So I switch to English now. Many thanks, Kike. Welcome everybody if you are online with us and for the replays. I'm very proud to be there, and I'm going to explain a little bit about my story. There is always a link with Points of View because story is something that we learn as a process in the academy. And so my story, as Kike mentioned, I'm Parisian native. I'm born in Paris a long time ago. I'm 60 now. And I studied in Paris and I had the opportunity to have as well living in Paris, and we have a small house in the countryside. So I was horse riding, and I was in contact with nature. That is very interesting because the subject I have chosen today is about the link of life. You know, when I'm talking about the path, I noticed, surely because the age, that the things you have met in your childhood, you can recover them or get back in front of them afterwards. That's very interesting. This is why I spontaneously think about this. After, so I've been living in Paris for until 40, roughly. And then I moved to Lyon for a personal reason. I got married in Lyon, and I've got a baby. So I was 40, and he's 21 now. And I stayed in Lyon, but my heart is still in Paris, I would say, because it is my city of earth. Yeah.
Paris is Paris. I mean,
yes.
I love Paris. It's beautiful.
Yes. Yes. Lyon is very interesting in the fact that Lyon is very well situated, and because you have the mountain, you have the sea, you can go to Paris within 2 hours delay. So that's very interesting. On this place of quality, I would say quality of life. It is true that I often realize and notice that I am lucky to be there, because when I was a mom, I couldn't imagine be with my baby in the suburb. I would have done so, but there are a lot of things that are very comfortable there. So Lyon is a nice place to live.
Yeah, I
Uh,
imagine.
yeah, I started my career in communication corporate. I am a self-made woman. I jumped into work very early. I was 17 and a half. And before the majority age, I mean the legal age of majority in France. And I started working very early, and I do like working. I am also, when people talk about me, they say that I'm a workaholic girl. And I made the two in between, meaning that I was working and I was making my studies, and I studied corporate communication at EFAP, which is a school that is quite known in France for communications. And I got a diploma in public relations. And the first part of my career was in horse racing, which is interesting because it's totally different, and it was international. So I can see that the red thread of my career is always about international. So I'm used to speak English for a long time. And I moved. I don't know why, but I'm making every 10 years there is a shift in my job. And it was in 1990 precisely, I achieved to another way of working. I was in politics and corporate companies. I worked for Thierry Breton for 10 years. Now he's the European, he was ministry. I mean, he's a very VIP, I would say. And during this part of the 10 years, I was in front of the system of power of, the where the decisions are taken, in the headquarters or all those things. And then I met my husband and I switched to Lyon, and I made it 2 parts of 10 years now. And I decided to become a coach in 2008. And my school has disappeared, but I think I have this in my blood. What I do like is making the people, giving the awareness of their past. And it is strange because, once again, a link with points of view is about the turning points. And I've noticed with my previous experience that people are always on the edge of doing something, usually clients who come to us with this.
Yeah.
And I was dedicated to multicultural because, of course, I speak English, I am a coach, and one of my most important clients is a group working worldwide with a career intercultural. And I noticed with this experience that I am in between to make them switch in another culture, in another style of life, in another way of working or doing, because when you are moving inside Europe, we don't see a lot of difference, but there are.
Yeah.
But when people are coming from Asia, I'm talking about especially Indian people, there is such difference of culture, or coming from the States, or coming from Latin America, or anywhere in the world. I mean, you need to have in front of you people that can welcome you, explain, okay, the differences, or making the transition smooth.
Right. Let me tell you something, because I'm from Mexico, and well, my family, I'm half Spanish and half Mexican. But when I moved to Spain almost 20 years ago, even that we speak Spanish, there are cultural difference, and in the way people here in Spain speaks, how they, like how they not pronounce, but how the style of saying the things. And if you don't notice and you are not awareness about that difference, it's
Yeah.
a shock, even that I mean, even you speak the same language.
Yeah.
And for example, some relatives that came to visit or came to vacation to Spain, I always tell them, please don't expect the same way of saying the things because they are different. We have several, I say, we have several levels or different levels of communication. So what you say is so important. I imagine when people came from or come from another culture, that it's really hard. And I think the way that you are doing, I mean, your job is helping them to transit in this new way of life and new decision.
Mm. I'm just doing about the professional. I'm not a life coach.
Yeah,
And I'm doing so for French as well. I mean, I'm doing the same, of course. But the fact is that for French people, I'm doing with more the business, the manager but it's always the same. I mean, to have another point of view about the situation. And after this, I mean, precisely not after, in 2018, it was a difficult year for me because my son was 15, and as teenager, this is the most difficult age or range of age.
yeah.
My mother was getting older and got Alzheimer disease.
Wow.
And I needed to make her move from the west coast of 700 kilometers far from Lyon, nearer to me. And, in a kind of retirement house, because it was not possible to take care, because it's a daily job, unfortunately. And my job was in a situation I was looking for something. I didn't know why, but I felt there was something missing. The cycle. Why I've chosen this subject of path? It's because you are walking along your path and you are meeting people, and sometimes they disappear. And sometimes you see them again because the opportunities of life, or just sending New Year wishes and all those things. And New Year wishes is very interesting, because if you want to get back to people or connect again, this is the right moment to do so.
Yeah.
But in this particular year, I needed something. I was feeling that there is something wrong. I need maybe extra tool, but I didn't want to make it online, something, because I'm using tools online to make assessment, And I was appling. And when you are in your way of life and you are appling things, just ask, I would say, just ask, what do you need? This is the basic question in coaching. What do you need to get back to this? What do you need?
Yeah.
And I come to my supervision session with my supervisor once a month. And points of view was there, the coaching game. I said, wow, what is this? And she just asked, present yourself because there is somebody new. Just take a card, say something about you. Okay, what is this? Card, And then the story started. I jumped into L1, and then moved to L3 in Poland in 2019, and on the following, it.
Yeah.
And that's very visible on social networks. And that makes a difference on every side of my life, because it gave to me the opportunity of the openings, of really having new points of view, and how we can stick to just one word, one image, one detail, one color, one detail, and make you the perspective larger, taking different options, And yes, it has brought um, a light. It was my turning point.
So you say that when you discover or when points of view came to your life, it was a huge turning point for
Yeah,
you.
yeah.
Wow.
Because I realized that we can use different ways of having a look. And I said, I want to give that to my clients. Absolutely. This is something just incredible, how to open earth as well.
Yeah.
Of course, we need as professional to make the frame that is necessary, you know, the contract, to see, okay, define your goal, what do you need, blah, blah, blah. And at one moment, you have the games with you, and you say, just pick one card and give it, and trust it. So when I say it has changed my life, it has put some dynamism. I felt totally in connection with the way. And it's something I didn't know about myself, you know. I thought it has changed me. It was there. I didn't know about this. I didn't realize that we could just make people jump in another way. And from that turning point, I let myself be open to more things, be more courageous, consider who I am, you know, the inner side that was not so much open. And when you free yourself about a lot of things, and I was not working with a therapist, I was not in a bad situation. It was all right, except that I was wondering why I am not totally aligned with what I want. You know, it was a kind of appeal or something that was stronger.
Yeah.
But it's simple, and I am a very pragmatic person. You know, and at the end, it's quite simple,
Yeah.
and everything is there,
Absolutely.
and you can confirm, Kike, because you are using it, of course. But when you start to observe, and not only the games, I mean, when you start to observe around you, just the fact that you observe things and pay attention of observing, there is a change.
Yeah.
And you know what is strange, and it comes to me just there. I didn't make the link before. Not only my mother got the Alzheimer disease, but she has got the DMLA. I don't know if I make it in English. It's the fact that you cannot see properly. You lose, I mean, your view.
Your view. Okay.
And when I'm saying this to you, I'm noticing that yes, eyes are very, I mean, wow, it's so much important. And unfortunately, I did not have the opportunity to use the games with her, for example, because at the end, I mean, it was not possible for the reason I just explained before.
Yeah. Yeah.
And now I wanted to talk about the different cycles that we have, because I explained the cycle in a way
Yeah. Yeah.
that I said, and I do like using with my clients the season model coming from Hudson. Hudson has given a lot of tools to coaches. And, you know, it's about the season, you know, when you are at the winter, it's not about the season outside. Huh? It's about the internal season on the cycle we are all getting through. And it's neither a question of time, very dedicated time For example, you can say, if you see the scheme, you can say that it's 5 years. No, it's not 5 years, 1 year. It depends. It depends on the inner cycle. So talking about this season model is about starting by winter, when you know you are retiring a little bit yourself, because it's a metaphor with the season.
Yeah.
It's cold, so you are getting back to you, you know, and you are thinking of the change, whether the change is imposed to you or whether you have chosen this change. And you know, when during the winter, this is the time of the shift, of the break, of the difficult. Usually it's difficult, you know, it's not very comfortable, it's not very pleasant. You are in your thoughts, you are looking for different things. It doesn't come, it's not easy, you know, it's winter time.
Yeah,
But
it's the time for me.
yes,
It's the time for also why they say that the nature just stop. It's making a pause. It's getting inside and probably, yeah, be with yourself in a way to say that.
exactly. Thank you, Kike. I do like the idea of this nature, and because the winter, and you know, when it's snowing, this is very quiet.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know, this is something that you can feel inside. But after, spring is coming, of course, because during this winter time, you have prepared the following.
Yeah.
And, you know, flowers are coming, getting out. Even the crocus, you know, the flower, I don't know if it's the same in English, but you know, those flowers that are coming, whoop,
Yeah, the blooming. It's
blooming,
yeah.
blooming, yeah. And because there is something new that you have prepared, because you know you are entering a period, whether it is a new job, a new place of living, a new culture, maybe a new way of working, anything. This is spring, sparkling, you know, and all the things.
Yeah. For me, just it's you know, I love spring because it for me, I love the sun. I mean, but the heat of the sun, because
Yeah.
here in Valencia, for example, almost every year, all the year we have the sun, but in winter it's not really warm. It's cold. But in the spring, it's like, okay, the weather is not too much, not wearing too much clothes, and start feeling like the air is coming new, yeah, as you say, and the flower is blooming, and the spirit also, you feel like something is coming.
Exactly, this is it. Exactly. But as everything is cycling all the time, life is cycle of changes, cycle, you know, of all the time. After the spring is the summer, and it's the time of okay, it's okay, we are lying down, you know, it's a kind of harvest, because you have put a lot of things in spring. You have the dynamics, you know, you have the energy, and at one moment it's okay, I don't have too much pressure, I know it works, and I can lie down on the beach or under the
Yeah,
tree, you know. And it's the time, if we are making the relation with the link with the point of view, is the time of expansion in a way.
yeah,
I mean, spring and summer as well, but this is the idea. And after, because the life, we are human beings, we need evolution. And we are thinking about how to make it better, how to make it different. There is something that happened to me. I don't like it very much with the people I don't know, working or living or anything. There is something strange that at the end, I'm not comfortable. And you start thinking, it's the time of autumn, you know, and it's like the trees, you know, the leaves are falling down, and
yeah,
maybe you are leaving something down, blah, blah, no need for this, or I will need something else, but okay, leave, you know, like this. And it's just before entering winter again.
Okay.
And, and you can apply this for many things. If we realize that we are entering the 4 seasons all the time. All the time you are, for example, you want to launch a new webinar or a new training or a new, so you start with this idea of, okay, what I was doing before, I'm just fed off. I need something else. I have these new tools. Okay, what I can create with that? And you know, just the time, maybe it will take you 15 days to make it, or 3 months, because, you know, many elements, because you need the marketing as well, because, you know, all those things you need to prepare perfectly.
Yeah.
Or you can apply it to your life and to the different parts of your life. Usually people say there is a cycle of 7 years.
Yeah. Yeah.
The number of
It's
7.
it's 7 years and it's a turning point or something that it's a change.
It's a change. Yeah, usually people in numerology, it's about 9, because as you know, from 1 to 9, after there is 10, but 10 is the 1.
Yeah.
So you can connect with different ways of learning the humanity, I would say, more humanity, in the cycles of evolution, if you use different tools to learn about yourself or to understand evolution. But that's always a cycle. But even if it's 7, 9, or even for me, I notice 10. 10, 10, 10.
Yeah. Yeah.
The next one is not, it's not, it can be. Um,
Yeah. But you are now 16, right?
60, yeah.
So if you are in the 10, you start a new decade.
Yes, but the fact is that I started at 18 to work, and I changed at 28,
Oh, at
38,
20. So
48, and I think I changed at 58 with point of view.
wow, wow, wow. That's great. But let me tell you about the cycle of the life that you are explaining. For me, I read in some books about it's that they say it's not a circle, it's more like an oval. And when you I mean, and the meaning is that sometimes you feel that you are learning, you are going up, but sometimes you feel that you are stuck, that you stop. And probably you are in this line, in the oval, because you have to, as in winter, you have to stop and aware about what you learn in order to push you for the next level.
Okay, great. I'd like to know the name of the book if you are.
Sure,
Yeah.
sure. And it says about that it's because sometimes, and for example, for me happens, sometimes I feel like, oh, I'm getting a lot of insights, I'm in the good way, I'm in the good path. But sometimes, some days, I feel like I'm really stuck. When I think that, it's like, okay, I have to probably not do 2 steps forward, forward afterward, like to think about it and to get impulse for the next situation. And they talk about that it's a learning, that we never, I mean, even that you think that you are going back, it's not, it's you are getting the impulse to jump for the other stage. So what do you think about that?
Oh, that's very interesting. But you know, it makes me think that I'm working with the Ikigai, you know, this Japanese philosophy.
Yes.
I'm doing a workshop using points of view with the Ikigai. And the Ikigai, you can do it. It's not you are doing it, it's for life. And it's exactly this. It is in link. That is very interesting, because the philosophy itself says about what do you like to do? Where are you talented? How would you be paid for? Because money is important, of course, and it's the personal value, and also your excuse me, the needs of the world. And
Of the world, yeah.
it
Yeah.
can be the most important. And I noticed that we can do it several times, and that would be interesting, you know, at this moment of stop, like you just mentioned, and to say, okay, I feel stuck. Why? There is, and most of the time, I notice that my participants, they say, I was there just to recognize that I don't need to move everything or change everything. No, it's just to recognize that if I am stuck at this moment, and I was coming to your workshop, maybe with this idea behind of changing, but at the end, it's okay with what I have. But they needed to think about the result of the ikigai, go through the 4 petals of the flower, you know.
Yeah.
Thank you, Kike.
Yeah, and the thing is that what they say, it's about that the cycle, it's going to the same point, and if you see it as this figure, I don't know, yeah, like I forgot the how to say it, the spiral.
Yeah.
It's that you are not going to the same point. You are probably going back, but to get the impulse to go up. And I like that idea, because if you are in the cycle, it's like you are not moving. And I think when you are in your inner journey, you always learn something about you.
Yeah. Yeah.
And always you are trying to grow. If you are in a cycle, you are not, you are probably going to the same point in a mindset, you know. And I like that idea. So I took it as a idea, and I take it with me, because I think, and it gives me the opportunity to stop, to get the pause, and to see, okay, I'm not, it's everything, it's okay, because now I'm getting new information, I'm learning about this, but to get that impulse. So it's really, really, really nice. And about the ikigai, I mean, I used the ikigai also for a program that I'm doing in Mexico, that they call Visionarios, about what is the heart of the visionario, of the vision of the leader. And so I use the frame, the work of the ikigai for getting your heart of the visionary. And I like it because they realized, as you say, and something that you say, people that came to us or come to us is like asking, I'm stuck, what is my next step, or what can I do, for I don't know how to do it. And then that helps a lot. And I like the idea of the ikigai, because I think it's very complete.
It is complete.
Yeah,
it's complete. Yeah, exactly. I do like this philosophy. And you know, the story of the philosophy is that they have discovered in the world some blue zones where people are living very old, and they are working, and they have a social life, and of course they are have a good quality of life, about regarding to health, food, and everything. And in this place in Japan, with has been determined for this philosophy, it's Okinawa.
yeah,
and it's a place where you have a lot of people age 100 years.
yeah.
And they are happy because they have discovered their ikigai. The reason why, because ikigai is 2 separate words, and the reason why I'm starting in the morning, I'm getting up in the morning every morning, and I found it. And it's not something about something, you know, very big, or something that makes you famous, or it just we're speaking about the inner journey. It's what is your inner journey? What is your ikigai? I mean, your inner journey drives you to your ikigai, to be more precise.
Yeah.
And yeah, this is something that we can do in different parts of our, especially when we feel this is the winter time.
Yeah, because it's a way to like we say in the winter is getting time for you, and probably going to this journey, and ikigai is a good way to do this inner journey, even if you are in a professional way also, because sometimes in the professionals are, or well, people that are looking for something, or trying to ask, I'm doing the correct, I'm a good leader, and how can I be better? And I think winter helps in that way. And also, I mean, like going with the ikigai, and also with Corinne facilitating the ikigai, it would be great.
Thank you.
So tell me about the path of life that we are talking about. You probably ikigai. It's like one of these path of life.
Yes, exactly. Yeah. Yes, because we sometimes life is moving us somewhere else. I'm not especially talking about places, but because of course there is movement all the time, movement with the people. You know, every second is a change.
Yeah.
I don't remember, and I don't know how to translate. There are some films from. No, I would add it in the after in the social networks, because I won't be precise. But there are some films that were saying exactly this. Every second you have the choice. You have the choice of saying, I have the choice to say you something right now, or change my idea, or get back to another, of course. But we need to be aware of this every second choice.
Yeah. Yeah, and I like the idea about that, what you're saying about that. Well, life, we have always the opportunity to decide, and we have the opportunity to have the second chance.
I am a resilient woman.
Yeah, but how difficult is to work the resilience for people?
Yeah. Sometimes, yeah, absolutely. This is a good question. I mean, live the resilience. People live the resilience. They are not aware they are living the resilience.
Yeah.
The resilience roughly is the way you can tackle with challenges in life. So we need to consider what is a challenge or not. You have different levels of challenges. Of course, if you are taking the ladder of stress, we can see that the death of somebody is at the top, and after there is a change of work, change of place, blah, blah, there is a ladder for this. But it's a ladder, I mean, it's a scheme. Not everybody is considering that changing job is something very difficult, because younger generations tend to change jobs more regularly than my generation.
Right.
And that's perfectly okay, of course, because not too much, but that's okay. And I think to be resilient is, I don't know, it comes there inside you.
But do you think that everybody can be resilient?
Yes, I
mean,
think.
we have it inside, or we have to get it. I mean, it's something that you can get it from, I mean, learning, or it's something that we have inside of us.
Every human being, I guess, has this possible resilience. The fact is that depending upon a lot of things, the story, the family, the education, the place of living, and especially what people have in mind, their project. I believe there is a destiny, but you can build your destiny. It's about taking your power back and not leaving the others taking your power. Whatever the power is. And it's about power, your inner power, this resilience. And at one moment when life is difficult, when you have very difficult moments, there is always an engine. You don't know why, there is something you want to try to get out. There is a question also about proneness. You don't want to stay in the position of somebody that can accept, more the things. Look at what is happening in Ukraine.
Yeah.
Those people, they are so much resilient.
Yeah.
Maybe because their president at one moment has said something that drives them to a scope. To be resilient also, it's inside, but it's to have a scope of, even if it's a small, small scope, to get out, to want something else, to imagine something better. And I can perfectly understand that it's more difficult for some people. Of course, I'm not doing that. Everybody can be totally in, like this and jumping, because resilience usually is linked to a certain time, and that's something. And it's after that you realize that you were resilient.
Yeah.
So it's a question of time.
It's a question of time. But I think it's a value that everybody has to cultivate, it's a powerful thing to have. And I think we are, as a coaches, mentors for people, help them to aware about their own resilience.
Yeah.
To have it and to cultivate it, because I think it's a way to understand all the things that happens in our lives and to learn about them.
Exactly.
I think it's a great. So about I think there's for me, for example, when you say path of life, we have what are the most important things for going to this path of life for Corinne?
You said something about the coaches. I'd like to add that we, as coach, we need to give self-responsibility, and this is why our job is having all the time new clients, obviously, because you do not have to make that those clients are belonging to you all the time and you are conducting. You need to give them autonomy.
Right.
And I get back to your question, sorry. And we would need to take care of ourselves, really, in different ways. Some people like sports, nature, contact with animals. What is the most important for you to get connected and give you inner peace? What is the place? What is the sport? What is the activity? What is the kind of relation that makes you connecting to inner peace? Before joy, inner peace. And I'm not talking about religion, but I'm talking about faith. To have faith in life, to believe that life, because if we accept the changes and we don't accept the changes that are imposed to us, changes, they are positive and negative. Being how would I say that in English? There is a name in French that libre arbitre, being able to decide because you know the pros and the cons, the yes and the no, you know, the yin and the yang. And I think it is key to be aware of that all the time. And it's a tool.
What you mean is to be aware about the dark, well, or not the two sides of the life.
Yeah, exactly. And to be aware that if there is the dark, there is the bright.
Right, right.
This is a key that we can give.
Yeah, yeah. Because I mean, that's the duality of life.
Duality. I love this word, duality.
Yeah. And I think that's the way that we have, and now what I'm getting from this conversation is about this duality, about the path of life, that we there's always shadows and bright side, and I mean, and we have to convive, we have to learn how to live with both sides and then decide it.
Yeah. And when you are aware of that, it means that you can put, you know, the curve where you want. If you are aware of the both.
Right.
Taking back your own power is moving, you know, it's where you want. I'm not saying it's easy.
No, but
yeah, excuse me.
But,
yeah.
No, go ahead.
No, this is just, I want to be aware and put it where you want. Even if you are in the dark, you know that in front of there is the bright.
Yeah. And the thing is that always has everything. I mean, for me, life has an opportunity, as you say, a second chance. And so if you are in the dark side or in the shadow, you can move, and it depends on you when you want to move. It depends on you and the help that you probably receive or ask for help.
Yeah, exactly. Because it's you to push the button of any kind of help.
Yeah. That's wonderful. So, Corinne, anything more that you want to say about this amazing topic?
No, thank you, Kike. I was thinking about this word of path, because I think, once again, I started at the beginning with the people and the things that are on your way and make the things different. But the most important is what we said at the end about this awareness of the duality.
Right. Well, what's great. So now we're going to jump to the third part, the final part, and it's a test, it's an exam for you. I'm going to see if you put attention on all the conversation. No, I'm joking. It's a easy question. So just when you hear the question or the sentence, just fill it out with your words or what comes in your mind. Okay, are you ready?
I am.
Okay. So the first one is, connection with soul is
Love.
Vulnerability is
Totally okay.
Wow. I love this. Totally okay. So simple, but really powerful. Okay. In a confident moment or in a trust moment, how it tastes for you, the confidence, the trust?
Soft.
Tell me your favorite movie.
The Horse Whisperer.
The Horse Whisperer.
Yeah, you know?
Yeah. Wow. And now tell me, what is your favorite food?
Italian.
Not French.
No.
Okay. I'm from the Italian. Any special, any dish? Or
pasta with vegetables.
wow,
That's it.
right. Okay, tell me what is in your bedside table?
Books.
Book. Oh, just books?
Oh no, I have an alarm clock which I'm not using my phone, of course. And no, I have an angel.
An angel.
Yes, a
Oh,
small angel in wood.
wow.
Yes.
Beautiful.
And a lamp.
An alarm. Great. Okay, share with us the latest book you read.
Oof. It was from Elena Ferrante. I've read so many. Elena Ferrante. The last one, I don't even remember the title. It's about, this is the author, Italian author of
Yeah,
L'Amie prodigieuse, the prodigious
friend.
friend. And the name of the book is about the adult world. And I'm sorry.
Don't worry, don't worry. Well, you can send me again when you can put it on the social media and share it. And one of the books that I asked, well, one of the books that you sent me that we are going to talk about in a moment is about that author. Yeah, you just send me one. You send me one of these. Okay. Tell me a moment that you remember when you were really, really happy.
There are many.
But one that you can, I mean, I know that we have a few many, but the one that you feel this is happiness.
I would say during holidays in Sicily, when you are connected with nature and there is nothing else than the sea, you are a feeling of completude, not completude, plentiness, being grateful with everything. Yeah, a moment. I have this in mind. Yeah.
Wow. Wow.
Simple, it's like pasta and vegetables. Simple for me.
Simple. Well, well, the book that I'm going to say when I read the book that I'm going to tell you about the spiral thing,
Yes.
not the cycle. It's called Simple Abundance.
Okay.
All right, and I connected with this because it shows how the simple way of life, the quotidian things of life, it's the most reachable and the most happiness.
Exactly.
So that I link it when you say that simple as the pasta and the view of the nature and the connection with the nature. Okay, what are you really grateful for right now in this moment? What are you really, really grateful?
I'm very grateful to have opened my eyes to different things. I'm very grateful. I'm very grateful for life in general. I'm very grateful for being resistant. I'm very grateful for a lot of things. And I'm grateful every day, to be honest.
Yeah, for me, gratitude it's one of the most important ingredients in my life because it's a way to be awareness about what we have and what we and the idea that what we need right now is what the things that we have.
Exactly.
No more. I mean, and that's for me. It changed my life in a period of gratitude. Okay, I ask you, and now we are going to talk about the songs that I ask you to share with me and the books. So I'm going to read the songs, and when we finish in the afternoon, I will send you a link with a landing page with all the information about your social media links, and also a link for playlist that I created that people can go and listen in Spotify about you. Okay, so the 5 songs that touch the soul of Corinne is Hymne à l'amour d'Edith Piaf, Comme d'habitude de Claude François, I Belong to You de Eros Ramazzotti, Killing Me Softly de Roberta Flack, and Promise Me de Beverly Craven. And the 5 books that also inspired and touched the soul of Corinne are, well, Le Petit Prince, The Little Princess de Saint-Exupéry, L'Ami Prodigieuse de Elena Ferrante, my brilliant friend, Transformez votre vie de Louise Hay, You Can Heal Your Life, L'intelligence émotionnelle de Daniel Goleman, the Emotional Intelligence, and Le Livre tibétain de la vie et de la mort, the Tibetan Book of Living and Dying de Sonia Rinpoche. Okay, in a 1 sentence, maximum 2, what these songs and books say about Corinne?
There are moments of my life and they were turning points.
Wow. Wow. So people, I mean, friends and people who are watching this, go to, when have the link, go to listen to this music, that it's beautiful, these songs, and also the books that inspire Corinne. So I'm going to give you, we have 1-2 minutes more, but I'm going to give you two gifts from me to you.
Yes.
And one, it's because you say about the season, and I have a special thing that I want to give you. So well, this is, I'm going to tell me which one you want to have it. I'm going to pass.
Okay. It changes from point of view.
Yeah, it's something, it's not points of view, but it's something like points of view.
Yeah, exactly. Okay. Stop.
This one.
Yeah.
All right. This is my first gift to you. And it's in French.
Purification. Offrez le meilleur et commencez par vous-même. Give the best and start by yourself. Wow. It's a gift.
It's a gift. All right. And let me tell you, this is the cards from.
Ah, wow. Okay, I'm gonna get it. Yeah, okay.
All right.
Thank you.
This is my first gift, and the other one is from points of view. So I'm going to. Okay, I'm going to.
Are you joking? No.
So tell me, right or left?
Right.
Right. Okay. So again, just tell me when you want to stop.
Stop.
Oh my goodness.
Woo!
So with this card, how do you close this amazing interview or this amazing talk with all the things that we talk?
Yeah. I wish to offer deepness in everybody's life.
You know, this word for me, it's the word, is one of the word of my year 2023. Deep.
Yes.
Yeah, so it's amazing how the connection that we have. And so this is a gift, also my second gift to you. So now we are finished our amazing talk. I really thank you. Merci beaucoup. Je suis très heureux d'être avec toi et pour partager ce moment avec moi. Alors, merci beaucoup. Thank you. And I hope to see you. And thank you for the people who are watching us on Facebook or people who are watching later. I hope you enjoyed it. And we are going to put it on social media, the link where you can review the interview, you can review the songs and the books and all the information where you can contact Corinne. Okay. So if you want to say something, Corinne, it's your time.
Namaste, my dear. It was powerful. You are just great.
Thank you.
Everybody needs to know Kike.
Thank you, thank you. Well, we'll see you next time on the next guest. And thank you, Corinne. And I love you. And with all my love and gratitude, see you soon.
Bisous. Should
Let me
I stop it?
wait.